You spoke briefly about our global position. You actually went into a bit of detail with our global positioning, and one of the questions was, will this be established in South America, Peru, Bolivia, an indication of when? Are we privy to such information of that detail?
Look, we are, and I don't have it with me right now, but it's certainly true that they're escalating in that space. We know that, you know, a number of countries, you know, Brazil and others have been really ahead of the game, but the rest of South America is catching up. Now, I just don't have it with me, but, you know, you can access it on the website. The thing that's really interesting about e-invoicing at the moment is right around the world, you know, whether it's, you know, China or India, you know, Japan is mandating, Indonesia is, you know, is in test phases and so on. Yep, it's happening everywhere. So we've got to make sure that we're ahead of the game, not behind it.
Sure. Thank you, Kate. And maybe Kate or Mark, you may want to respond to this one. Will legislation aim to incorporate payments from offshore buyers?
Thanks, Daniel. I'll take that one, Kate, if you can. Before I do, just on the previous one, yes, I'm pretty sure Bolivia and Peru are already. Most South American countries are, but the definitely right at the moment is they're not all PEPL's standard countries. They have bespoke standards in their relevant countries, or there's a couple have got the same. So at the moment, they're not fully interoperable with Australian in their supply chain, but that's what we're looking for into the future as more and more countries, we looked at how we can make it interoperable and therefore open up global trade. Similar question, I suppose, that one about legislation. Hi, Anna. Nice to hear from you. We probably wouldn't, given that it'd be imposing a law upon a non-resident company. We possibly could, but there's not a lot of precedent for that. And so I'm not too sure what part of the legislation you want around payments, and maybe it's trying to have them come in line with the payment times reporting maybe, or something like that. That would be ideal. On a positive, I suppose, my research indicates that a lot of countries, not all, but a number of countries do have faster payment times than that they do generally in Australia, which is unfortunate, but depending where you are and what countries, they have fairly reasonable payment times, but obviously we're fast catching up to that.
Thank you, Mark. And I think the last one from Anna as well, it's about the difference in costs with international payments. Not sure if we can answer that straight away.
I'll have a crack. I think, Anna, you may be referring to here is if I'm dealing with international, are there extra payments? And the answer to that is no. The reason why, and I'll just qualify that, is if you're dealing with my solution and you're sending to your supply chain in Italy or somewhere where there is a PEPL standard and you're dealing with a company over there, I might suggest you might be buying some Italian designer goods, Anna. And with that, you only pay whatever your access point plan might be, as suggested before. So the access to the PEPL network is free, but you have to have access via an access point. So whatever plan you're on there is the only costs you would incur.
Thank you, Mark. And maybe we'll grab a last one. Maybe this could kind of tie into three of you. Has there been a concern regarding the ability to send or receive invoices in remote locations with little or no internet connectivity? What does the future look like for those businesses if e-invoicing is mandated?
Hi, Kate, you're right up your alley, do you reckon?
Look, I'm happy to take that on. Look, can I say that it's the absolute commitment of a whole range of people to overcome that. And to a large extent, you know, we have, you know, you don't need huge bandwidth for this. You know, this isn't, you know, this isn't requiring streaming of video or whatever. You can make this work on pretty basic sort of internet connections. And as we know, you know, right around Australia, you know, between between the various, on ground and Sky Masters and so on, the sort of internet spread, the internet connections spread we need on this exists in most places now, and will continue to increase. I'm sure we've all seen announcements of recent days. You always love Elon Musk, but views on how we can make broadband connections faster. But the reality is you don't need huge broadband connections for this sort of stuff, unless any of the rest of you want to make a comment there, because I'm happy for you to tell me I'm absolutely wrong, but there you go.
I think you're right, Kate. I mean, the other thing where I'm really interested and excited about is where the mobile app market might take us with e-invoicing. And that opens up another contact point through the telephony system, that telecommunication system that might, where you've got some limitations with the internet, etc. So are talking to those sort of companies. Already a bunch who do e-invoicing, just not people enabled just yet, but probably watch this space.
Yeah, and look, Mark, you'd know that from an ATO perspective, yes, there are a few places in Australia that just don't have internet connection at all, but they're not many now.
Yeah.
It's, it's really quite low.